Hi, my name is Stephen Ngbo MAITAKAMA, Director of MAITAKAMA Online Computers. I'm speaking from MAITAKAMA Online Computer Studio, Kaduna. System Operation Engineers, I'm here with the following questions, and I would like all of us to make attempts. What is the function of the 50-volt battery bank in your station? That's transmitting stations, control room. What is the function of the 50-volt battery banks? Number two, what is the function of the 110-volt battery banks in your station? 110-volt battery bank in your station. These are just two questions. So let's see how we will attempt them. The 50-volt battery bank can be achieved. Let me illustrate. If you have 2 volt of cells up to 25 cells of 2 volt each. If you connect them in series together, then if you measure the output will be 50 volt direct current DC, 50 volt DC. So that means you've achieved the establishment of a 50 volt battery bank. Connect 25 volts 25 cells of 2 volt each in series. At the end, the summation will be 50 volt DC, 50 volts DC. That means you have achieved the 50 volt battery bank's arrangement. So, and what is the function of that 50 volt battery bank in your station? The 50 volt battery bank, the function in the station is for communication purposes. Your telephoning, then your radios, all these ones uses the 50 volt battery banks. And sometimes, it's not always, but in some other connections, in some other design, remote control a circuit of a station have contactors. Remote control circuits have contactors, and some of the contactors are being supplied with the 50 volt. So if the arrangement, if the design of the remote control circuit in the station that have contactors that uses 50 volt, then definitely the 50 volt battery bank will equally be used for communication and also supplying the contactors, the remote control contactors that needs 50 volts for its own operation. I believe that the explanation is understood. So the 50 volt battery bank is used for communication, and sometimes it's used to supply the remote control contactors too. Then we go back to the 110 volt battery bank. How do I achieve that? So as I've said, as I've explained the 50 volt, now the 110 volt battery bank is similar. If you have 55 cells of 2 volt each, 55 cells of 2 volt each connected in series together, then the total output will be 110 volts DC. 55 volt of 55 cells of 2 volt each, if they are connected in series, then the summation will be 110 volt DC. So we've succeeded in establishing the 110 volt battery bank with 55 cells connected in series having 2 volt each. Then the total output is 110. That is how we can achieve the 110 volt battery bank in our station. And what is it used for? It's used for the remote control circuits. We used to supply the remote control circuits. And then we open our breakers remotely, we close it remotely, and it uses the 110 volt. And some relays too uses 110 volt supplies for their own operation. So likewise, the annunciator alarms in our stations, some of them use the 110 volt battery, 110 volt DC. So, and it's coming, all is coming from the 110 volt battery bank. But all these battery banks need their chargers to keep them on, to keep them charged constantly. So we have the 50 volt battery charger, which charges the 50 volt battery banks, and we equally do have 110 volt battery charger that normally charge the 110-volt battery banks. So in summary, the 50-volt battery bank is used for communication. It supplies the telephones, supplies our radio, VHF and HF radios, and sometimes it supplies the annunciator alarm that uses 50 volt. Then the 100, and sometimes too it supplies the contactors for the remote control circuits, contactors of remote control circuits, only the contactors. Then the 110 volt is used for the remote control, and it also supplies the annunciators that uses 110 volt for its own operation flow. So these are the brief questions and the brief answers meant for system operations engineers. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Stephen Ngbo MAITAKAMA. So if you want to see more videos of this, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Ngbo Stephen. And my WhatsApp number is 09022485961. Thank you very much until we meet in the next lecture. Bye for now.